fuck. No, that was the generic one. Fuck, damn it. I meant to do the Ace Attorney tweet. I even have one of those specifically. Hey, everybody, it's Ace Attorney. Hold on, I'm just gonna go delete that other tweet before anyone notices.
Wow. Wow. Starting on a fucked up tweet, huh? Pathetic.
You know, the tweet it's trying to send might not even be there anymore.
Oh. Why not?
Don't know. It didn't link an image. Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, everybody, it's Ace Attorney. The Twitter might be scuffed, but the stream is not. Yet. Alright, what happened here? Oh, right. We were accusing this guy of high treason, and then Nash was like, hold it!
Hold it? Come
God,
on,
let's have a rabbit and pork here, Gov. We got things to say.
I beg your pardon? Who do you think you are? Running round leaving scars! Collecting your jar of...
Name is Nash Skulkin. Occupation is professional baddie.
I'm Ringo Skulkin, but we ain't baddies enough to sell out our motherland.
That's right. We're what they call the Three Skulkin Brothers.
The Skulkin Brothers.
The look.
Bad Torment, fellas. Very bad Torment.
Witness testimony. Graydon's counter. Right, yeah, he's gonna be like, well, here's why it's not treason, because I didn't do anything. I'm Sean Connery.
I've never seen this before in my life.
A mere communications officer couldn't possibly steal confidential government information. Besides, the sounds produced by that music box aren't even Morse code. It was some low-class brickmaker negotiating with McGilded anyway, was it not? I've no relation to the man. Look, all we done is break into the game for the other night like we was told to.
If we'd known there was dodgy government secrets involved, we wouldn't have touched it. Mr. Skulkin.
Well, Mr. O'Dogov, what's up?
Do I take it that you now admit to the crime? That on the night in question you did indeed gain entry to the premises illegally? And moreover, you did so as a party of 3, in collaboration with Mr. Graydon here?
We did, Gov, we did.
We did, Gov, we did.
Quieten
now,
down,
please.
please.
What?
Quieten down?
Oh yeah, Quieten down. Quieten down?
Quieten? I don't know. Weird.
Quieten down, please. And quieten.
What say you that, Mr. Graydon?
I have no idea what these two ruffians are referring to. You little rotter, getting us mixed up in all this monkey business. You never said nothing about no government secrets. We were supposed to be a straight-up job.
And what about the geezer who shopping was, eh? Poor bloke didn't have to die, did he?
Yeah. Nice to know who your friends are. Whatever these men say, I deny the accusations.
Indeed.
It's apparently a British spelling.
Well, I certainly wouldn't expect this little music box to become so significant in these proceedings. However, as it has, I'll admit it to the court record as evidence.
Gonna take a look at that.
It's a British spelling? Yeah, but it's a different word. Is the problem. Normally British spellings is like, oh, we put a U in there, or an S. But this one they're like, we just add an N?
Can I examine this, please? I imagine it will have something important on it.
Oh, hidden secret!
Oh!
Oh, secret!
What is it, Bruno?
I've just noticed something about this music box. It looks like the bottom of it opens up as well.
Ah, you're right. Well, come on then. What are you waiting for? Let's open it.
Alright then, here goes.
Look at that. There's another movement on the underside.
So, does that mean you can set another disc to play back on this side?
Yes, I think so. And it looks like the two movements are linked
It's
together.
dual-sided. Ah.
They're linked?
You have to play. There was 2 discs, remember?
Oh, right, yeah.
There was another disc.
So if you had 2 discs, they would both play back at the same time.
Interesting.
Funky.
Who'd have thought there would be a
So
second
that's probably.
movement?
I was wondering because the one side I was like, that's not enough like characters for it to be a legitimate message, right? Of any real length.
Yeah, not really.
But that's because it needs this side too.
This movement also produces a single tone like the other one.
Yes, it must do. Except that the length of the teeth on the 2 combs isn't the same. So the single tone produced by this movement will be different to the single tone we've already heard.
What?
Basically, each movement can only produce a single note.
But the notes they produce are different. A music box that can only play 2 tones.
2 tones.
This is the mechanism that turns the bumps on the disc into sound, isn't it?
Yes, the movement. It's all thanks to the comb with its teeth that are plugged by passing bumps. Usually, the teeth on the comb are different lengths so that each one produces a different tone. But this comb is very strange. All the teeth are exactly the same length.
Well, what does that mean?
It means that no matter which tooth is plucked by the passing bumps, the music box will make the same sound. I've never seen a music box like it before.
Yes, it is strange. A music box that can only play a single note. There has to be some significance to that, surely. Right, is the actual disc itself
Surely.
anything? See how the 4 McGilded disc sits in the music box? The man deposited at Windibanks. It couldn't be a more perfect fit.
So there's no question then, the disc was designed to be played in this music box.
Yet despite that, the sounds it produces are neither musical nor do they appear to have any meaning. It just doesn't make any sense.
I wonder. Perhaps there's more to this music box that meets the eye. Maybe we haven't discovered all its secrets yet.
So we don't actually have the second disc right now, I don't think, do we? We've only got the 1.
I'm sure Graydon's got it hidden away somewhere.
Right. Well, let's start pressing. Morse needs 2 types of tone, one's for the dash and one for the dot. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is that since it wasn't
Yeah.
like
Because we only have 1 right now.
right.
I couldn't even tell you if it's the dots or dashes. I think it's the dots probably. It sounded pretty short.
Right, but like with the way the music box works, I don't know if it would even play a longer note because it only does it for like the 1 doink. That's
Right.
probably why it needs 2 different tones.
2 tones.
Hold it! So is this newspaper headline accurate? Government communications are being intercepted? How could I possibly know? What do you mean by that? Any important government communications are handled by high-level officers, by specialists. General members of staff in the station where I work would never be entrusted with sensitive information.
Oh no, stop. Must say something. Stop.
That's gonna say that's you.
Let me guess. Juror number
It's the
5?
jury.
We regular communication stations officers aren't as lowly as you're being led to believe. A team of us are responsible for setting up and testing the telegraphs used by the Ministry. And Mr. Graydon is the team leader.
That's fascinating. Brr.
Graydon is a highly skilled operator. Stop. Currently in the presence of Idle. Stop.
What is equipment used for these confidential communications, Mr. Graydon?
Well, what of it? The transmissions are always made behind closed doors so they can't be heard. And in any case, all messages are sent in ciphered. Normal pub employees couldn't possibly understand them.
No, no, stop. Must say something. Stop. Mr. Graydon regularly attends meetings with Ministry technicians and the Ministry communication teams. He assists them in ensuring that there are no errors in important international communications. And he's received the top prize at the cipher cracking convention 5 years in a row now.
That's fascinating.
Graydon is a highly skilled operator. Stop. Currently in presence of Idle. Stop.
Well, your idol will appreciate it if you'd keep your mouth shut.
She should really pick her idols more carefully.
I tell you, this lawyer's accusations are completely unfounded. Blah, blah, blah. Besides, the sounds produced by that aren't even...
Hold it! They're not?
To anyone with a brain, that would be blatantly apparent on listening to that music box for even a few seconds.
Of course, of course.
Not my fault I don't know what Morse code sounds like. Or? Surely it can't be my learned friend is unfamiliar with Morse code.
Ouch. He looks genuinely shocked at my ignorance. Ha ha ha. I would be more than happy to demonstrate the basics for you, sir. A lesson? Here in court? Morse code is a continuous series of 2 distinct tones. Tones, you say? Yes, a short dot and a long dash. By combining those in different ways, you construct letters. I see. For example, this is A. And this is B. But when you listen to the sound produced by this music box, you only hear one tone, don't you? But it sounds so similar. The rhythm of it is the same and everything.
But there's no discernible meaning to this apparently random sequence of sounds. So your assertion is fundamentally flawed. This is not Morse code.
No! Ow.
Also, I am a Dracula.
Really, you shouldn't be so surprised. What did I tell you? That music box is nothing but a worthless piece of scrap. Perhaps you might consider studying your subject matter before casting aspersions at your future.
Aspersion.
Stop. Nothing to say but stop. Oh, it's so frustrating, isn't it? Iris? I mean, if the government secrets were somehow being leaked using the music box, so many other things would slot into place so nicely. Could there still be something I haven't considered? Would it really be impossible to use this music box somehow to play back Morse code? Give it a try. Well, I don't have to...
Give it a try. Well, we need the other disc, huh?
There's still every possibility that this music box was instrumental in the leaking of government secrets. That's the belief of the defense, at least.
Objection!
And I believe you're a big dork.
Huh?
Does it please you in some way, my Nipponese friend, to repeat the same line of argument ad infinitum?
Kind of.
It's already been established that to be Morse code, 2 tones are required. Dot and dash.
Yes, I'm well aware of that.
Then what?
Well, it will be the defense has our opposition with forward.
Blah.
You represent your idea at once, counsel. Music box, which appears to produce a single note. Could have been used with all the secret messages in both shows.
Oh, fuck, I did this. Hold on. Nope, stop. Yep, yeah, I know.
Stop.
I know. I already read all of
Stop.
this. It's not even letting me fast forward it. There's another movement. Yeah, I know, dude.
Wow,
Yeah.
crazy this other movements here, huh?
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. And they're linked together so they play at the same time. It's wacky, dude.
Got it!
I got it!
Crazy, dude.
Oh, gracious! What am I looking at here? Another movement on the underside of the music box.
What?
Gah.
It appears, my lord, that the 2 movements are linked together. Sorry, I amused myself with that sound. In other words, you can put 2 discs into this music box, and the sounds of both will play back at the same time.
Good heavens!
As the court has heard, Morse code comprises of 2 tones, a short dot and a long dash. I love it when when Ace Attorney protagonists state things they learned 3 minutes ago. like, confidently as fact.
Dunning-Kruger.
With a second disc in place, this music box could be used to generate Morse code and convey a message.
This is beyond a joke.
I'm sorry?
This poor excuse for a lawyer has absolutely no evidence to support his claims.
You know, interestingly enough, a lot of people misunderstand the Dunning-Kruger effect, I found out. Meaning it is also not a Dunning-Kruger effect, because that's not what they're actually measuring.
Yeah.
Also, that music box is a miserable pile of secrets.
Objection. What?
Boy! Will I ever get tired of Blaine?
No.
No, probably
Absolutely
not.
not.
It's unlikely.
Why would you?
No, of course. If my learned Nepalese. Oh, I did that. That was a gut reaction. My brain just immediately fed the word Nepalese in behind the word learned.
Yeah, I mean...
Uh-oh. I'm never gonna be able to say the word learned again. If my learned friend were able to present the court with the second disc, that would be another matter. Well,
I can't at the moment.
and may I remind the court that, as the witness has pointed out, he was not the one in the omnibus with Mr. McGill did 2 months ago, striking a deal over the disc or discs.
And maybe that was Mr. Mason, the brickmaker.
Exactly. I had nothing whatsoever to do with it.
Yeah.
And Holmes, I admit the argument presented by the defense has much promise. I believe the cross-examination should continue.
The link between Graydon and the victim of the omnibus case must be there somewhere, but I haven't found it yet. Oh dear, it looks like you need to give your argument more strength through now.
You rate your testimony, if you please, Mr. Graydon.
I don't. If I must, though, I maintain exactly what I did at the start of this pointless cross-examination. Black. Some low-class brickmaker.
Hold it! Hold it. Wrong voice.
How do
So
you know
2
he
months
made
ago in that
bricks?
omnibus, McGill had killed the brickmaker and stole the disc.
Mr. Mason was a single man with almost nothing to his name. It seems he lived in an artisan quarter some years ago, but people there remember little about him.
That doesn't make much sense, though, does it? How would a humble brickmaker come to acquire secret government information?
How indeed?
There must have
That
been
smug
somebody else
bastard.
involved behind the scenes in all of this. Somebody who acquired the disc and gave it to Mr. Mason, in order to take it to the meeting with McGilden and negotiate a deal.
Dear me. You may have it in for me, Sheriff, but I assure you, I have far more clash than that.
An old brickmaker from an artisan quarter and this well-to-do communications officer. If only I could find some evidence to link the two of them together. Do we still have access to his book? Because remember, there was McGilden's
Do we?
book that's got all of, like, the... That had, like, all the
The
deals and
people's
stuff in
names?
it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, the McGilden case notes. That's right. I forgot Susada gave us these.
Yeah, I don't think we have the actual... The actual, like, book
What was
that
the
he had.
surprise fourth witness? That was
That was Gina, I think.
Gina, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't believe we have anything...
I
at
don't
the
think we
moment.
have the book itself. I mean, they definitely probably would drop the other disc at Windibanks.
Right.
But where would it be now? I don't think we have any hints.
I'll finish
as
going
to
through the
its
rest of this.
Destination.
Yeah. I'll finish pressing through the rest of these, if
Remove
not...
it.
Go on.
No, it's just, I'm not involved to handle that. Don't let us for no witness testimony.
Look, all we done is break into the cafe of the night like what he told us to do.
Hold it!
Hold it. Like Mr. Graydon told you to do, you mean? That's it, yeah. Who else, eh? Silly me thought he was just popping over for a natter after all them years, but I brought him a dodgy job for us. Hey, Ash? Let me stop you there, Mr. Skulkin. After all them years, you say? Do you mean to tell me that Mr. Graydon is an acquaintance of yours? We're the sociable kind of baddies, you know. Sure, let's say Graydon's in old China.
Look at him.
Look at him.
Look at that,
Look at his
man.
jowls.
Look at him.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Oh.
Is something wrong, Mr. Skulkin? Hey? No, the other Mr. Skulkin.
What? Oh, me?
When your brother was testifying just now, he said something that seemed to cause you to react.
Oh, I was just remembering the old days, that's all. We used to have a right old life together way back when.
Together with Mr. Graydon, you mean?
Yeah, with Ash. I mean, look at him now with his fancy whistle and fruit. And wouldn't you Adam and Even? But
Just holds up
Sorry,
an apple.
I'm not ready for the apple every time. And the pear is funny enough, but then it's just fucking...
The way that they both have just like a fucking
What?
fish-eyed look when they're looking straight into the camera, too.
It's so good.
I love
when we
these
was
two
younger.
dipshits.
he was from the poor part of town like us.
Is that so?
But he was always over that one. He had the brains, he had the savvy. Always coming up with smart ideas, like what would never have gone through our heads.
God blimey, ain't that the truth? Remember Milverton and Skulker's milk run? That was a corker, eh?
Save it until after the trial. Your reminiscing has no place in this courtroom. Yeah, they're eating what they are. They are what they eat, you see, Muller guy.
Ah.
So they are an apple and a pear. And neither does your fruit.
Oi, the geezer asked us a question, didn't he? And we was answering.
Yeah, we ain't done nothing wrong. Nevertheless, the court is not prepared to accompany you on no trip down memory lane. Counsel, can we turn our attention back to the testimony, please?
I don't know. Could that sentimental story be relevant somehow? Add it to the testimony.
Yeah,
It must be.
it proves that they
My
knew each
lord.
other.
It proves that what's-his-face used to be poor. Graydon, that's his name. Which means he might have known Mason.
Man, how do you get so much money?
Yes, Counsel.
The brother's last sentimental statement could hold vital information relating to this case.
Very well, Counsel. I'll permit the brothers to supplement their testimony with that detail. Briefly, I hasten to add.
Say no more. A skulker's never skulking.
A skulkin's never skulking.
Milverton and Skulkin's
Skulkin.
milk run. Milverton. Milverton? What was Vice Mayor
Milverton?
Mason's
That
old
sounds
name?
familiar.
Yeah, what
Could
was
that... Wasn't there something with an M way back when?
Mason Milverton?
Mason
That's
Milverton!
his name!
Yeah! That's his name!
So do I present it here?
Nice.
Or do I present it on
I guess so.
what's-his-face's thing?
Or... I don't know.
I mean, I'm just gonna do it here, I guess.
Objection!
Objection! No, that wasn't it. Let's consider that... No.
No, dumb, idiot, bad.
I think we have
Dumb,
to... I think I have to present it
stupid.
on the part that he's like, I don't even know that fool. But you did.
She did, didn't ya?
Skulking's never sulking.
You think I should press that first? I'm gonna press it first, just in case.
Yeah, I think we should press it, just in case.
Oops. All of a sudden, we seem to be up to our necks in a serious matter of national security. Although all this talk about interception of secret government messages is still just conjecture at this stage. It would explain a number of things, though, wouldn't it? The negotiation Ginny heard on the omnibus 2 months ago, and the break-in at Winterbanks. But the trouble is, it wasn't Mr. Graydon in the omnibus with Mr. McGill did. No, that was Mr. Mason, the brickmaker, who was so horribly murdered. If only there was some link between the two men somehow. I know, but Mr. Graydon's testimony seems to be as watertight as ever. I wonder if the key to us making headway with the cross-examination here could be those two brothers.
I wonder.
Yeah. Nope. Hold it! I'm sure I'm going to regret asking, but what exactly was that? Some kind of business? Just a little scheme we had going back when we was youngsters. A bit of fun, really.
Delivering fresh milk to the locals. That's what it was about.
That sounds alarmingly legitimate. There must be a catch. I suppose since we're here, I should ask them to elaborate, but on what? The business name. So this business was just a bit of fun, you say? And it was just yourselves and Mr. Graydon involved? Yeah, that's it. Milverton and Skulkin's Milk Run, was it?
His name is Milverton. He's related to Mason.
Ah. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Whoa, sorry.
Dude,
Where did the Milverton
why do you
part come
assume
from?
my voice is too?
I
That's
don't
the
know.
part that bothers me.
Oh, bro,
It's freaky, man.
This is...
Enough of this! How much longer are we expected to listen to this drivel?
Objection! Let me guess, you don't accept anything these two witnesses are saying.
Ugh.
Tell me, why is that it was only the mention of the name Milverton that you decided to interject?
Because well, ugh.
It wasn't the happiest of homes that one came from.
His old man was struggling for money so much, his wife walked out on him.
She took the name Graydon then, see?
But Ash will always be Milverton to us.
Milverton. So that used to be your surname, did it?
Of course not. This is old bunkum. I've been a Graydon since I was born. Do you really think you can rely on the testimony of these two thieves,
You're a communications officer. Attached to the civil service. As such, your personal details will have been thoroughly checked at the time of your appointment. It would be a very simple matter indeed to subpoena those records, Mr. Graydon.
Ugh!
I like it when Van Zieks chooses violence.
I know. He can sense weakness.
It's very good. I smell it like a shark smelling blood in the water.
Or a vampire smelling
Well,
blood in the blood.
Yeah. What's the Brian David Gilbert song? Lay all your blood on me.
Yeah.
Remember that one? From his...
Yeah. From
ABBA.
I loved ABBA.
That was really good. Yeah, it was.
Well, it would appear that Mr. Skulkin's testimony has been reliable for once. You're born Ashley Milverton, then. Is that correct?
Very well. Yes.
So Ashley Graydon was once Ashley Milverton. That information could change things, and could turn out to be extremely important. Ashley Graydon's personal profile has been updated in the court record.
Ugh.
All of a sudden, blah blah blah, yeah. Yeah. What's the... There's a fast forward button. I just never remember what it is. Oh, it's holding B. Yes. Besides, running Morse code, it was some low-class banker. I think it was actually your father.
I think that was your papa,
Objection!
idiot.
There we go. Music stopped that time. There we go. Mr. Ashley Milverton. Tell me, why did you try to hide your former name from the court?
Because I haven't gone by that name for years. It means nothing to me.
No, I don't think that's the real explanation at all. The truth is, you had a reason to hide that name.
Ugh.
Explain yourself, please, Counsel.
I have here the notes from the omnibus case, my lord. And as we all know, the victim, the man who we now understand to have been negotiating with Mr. McGilded...
Yes, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker.
That's right. Only Mason wasn't his surname at all. It was his given name. His full name was Mason Milverton.
Milverton? What does that mean?
Can you imagine if he just did connect with the dots there?
So?
I fail to see your point, Counsel.
Counsel, you're just saying stupid bullshit. What the hell? It's utter rubbish. Mere noise.
Oh wait, no, what did he say? Oh yeah.
It's an abomination. The saints alive!
Mr. Ashley Milverton, is it not the case that the brickmaker, Mr. Mr. Mason Milverton, was your father?
I don't.
As I believe I mentioned earlier, your family history will have been thoroughly checked when you joined the civil service. And it would really take no time at all for the court to subpoena those records.
Malvin Miserton.
I live in Miserton. There is no...
The truth is you have been illegally acquiring highly confidential government information and selling it on to McGilded in collaboration with your father.
Wow, he did a whole fucking Beyblade on us.
That was crazy. The new facts and evidence
Well,
unveiled by the
sicko
cross-examination of this witness all come together to reveal the truth.
The truth, you say?
That you collaborated with your father, Mr. Mason Milverton, in illegal dealings with Magnus McGilded.
By dint of this music box, you mean, Counsel?
Dint is
Yes.
a great word, holy shit.
Stealing
I love
information. Yeah, it's really good. Stealing information, being sent in secret government communications, and selling it on to McGilded. Mr. Graydon concocted this elaborate scheme of using 2 music box discs to encode the information, as presumably a safety measure against the information falling into the wrong hands.
An effective one. I wouldn't have given the scheme any credence whatsoever.
But the deal with McGilded went sour, and the brickmaker meant his end.
Yes, but before he was arrested, McGilded managed to temporarily dispose of the stolen disc at the pawnbroker. Then, having learnt of the situation, you appeared at Windibanks 2 days ago. In an attempt to recover the 2 articles, McGilded had placed in pawn there.
But that attempt failed.
See, you know we're on the right track now because Van Zeeks is with us on this so far.
Yeah, he's like, God damn it, why is this guy always right?
One of the discs was seized by the police, and the other you never found. So that same night, you enlisted the help of the Skulkin brothers and broke into the pawnbrokery. This time, determined to recover the second disc.
Ah, so the second disc was probably just still in the box then, huh?
Oh, so that is
Maybe.
that maybe.
Because remember, they like didn't take anything that we could
Right.
see, but that one box had moved.
Oh, right. Yes.
So they. That would make sense, I
Yeah,
think.
you're right. So it was probably just still in the box.
Yeah. And they just like snuck it out of there.
They just sweep
The other
it.
one was just in the coat.
Well, you suggested the second disc was inside.
Oh, they're saying the thing I just.
Yeah, exactly. Aye.
We never knew nothing about that.
On the night that Mr. Windibank was killed,
Images. Ah, the three-dimensional image.
yeah, the intruder to the pawnbrokery touched one item and one item alone, the music box.
Genius is demonstrated by using the two prints from the security camera.
So the question that naturally begs answering is this: why was only that one article disturbed? The answer is obvious, because it contained the second disc, which the intruder was desperate to retrieve. Since, if it were to fall into the hands of the police, it would be proof of high treason. Ugh. Well, Mr. Graydon, do you deny that all of this actually began on that fateful night 2 months ago?
I
He's gonna start laughing.
refuse to accept any of this nonsense.
Sir? There appears to be blood seeping through the sleeve of your jacket. Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Idiot.
What?
Yeah, remember he got shot in the
Yeah, yeah,
arm
yeah.
and he's just hiding it?
Yeah. He finally danced enough.
We spun him right round, baby, right round.
2 nights ago, we know that 3 shots were fired at the scene of the crime in Windibank's pawnbrokery. One took the life of the pawnbroker himself. One struck the pouch around Mr. Sholmes's waist. And the final bullet struck the calendar on the wall of the shop, having first pierced the arm of one of the intruders. Mr. Graydon, that wound on your arm that you seem to be trying to hide, it's a bullet wound, isn't it?
Ugh.
He's got to now, me old China.
Time to call it quits and croak, I reckon.
Tch. Don't acknowledge my presence there under any circumstances whatsoever. Those were my terms, remember, and I paid you handsomely to comply. Clearly, I was a fool to think I could trust some common back-slum thieves. Fine, I admit it. I was there in Windibanks that night. I paid this pair 10 guineas to accompany me. And as you've noticed, I sustained an injury in the course of my adventures.
Yeah?
He could admit to the murder, but not the
Go
treason.
on.
But that is all. I admit to nothing more. Stealing government secrets, negotiating with Mr. McGilton. As God is my witness, I'm sure I recall nothing of the sort.
He's not going to go down without a fight. Not until I can show hard evidence, I suppose. Nevertheless, the defense has now established a crucial fact.
Which is...
Well, we know that one bullet was fired from each of the 2 firearms we have in evidence. The bullet from the Skulkin brothers' gun hit the pouch around Mr. Sholmes's waist. And the bullet from Mr. Windibank's gun clearly must have been the one that caught Mr. Graydon in the arm.
Indeed it must. We can rule out the possibility that the man shot himself.
It'd be really impressive because he did it through the back. I'm not even that wide a person, and I can tell you that I would have a very difficult time shooting myself in the back with a revolver.
No one will suspect it was me, I say. Shooting myself in the back.
Shooting myself through the heart. Haha, I say, dying.
Ugh.
And that leads us to only one conclusion. Mr. Windibank was shot by a third gun. Which can only have been fired by the third intruder.
Wonders.
Eh,
Again, it's... I get excited. I'm sorry.
What?
That's right, Mr. Graydon.
ah,
The only person who could possibly have shot Mr. Windibank that night is you.
Hold it!
Hold it, says who? Whose voice was that? Oh, it's his voice.
It's him. Hold it.
I forgot he's not actually Sean Connery.
He's
you little upstart.
Yeah, sometimes they do like an objection and they sound nothing like the bad voices we gave them.
You made a grave mistake when you summoned me here.
What? What's that supposed to mean?
Yes, as you rightly say, I was there with the pawnbrokers. I did my best to hide the fact, naturally. I had no intention of ruining the distinguished career I'd built myself at the communications station. But did the thought never cross your mind? Did you never consider the possibility?
What? What do you mean? What thought? What possibility?
The possibility
there
that
on
if I
police
was there
duty.
at the scene, I may have witnessed the crucial moment. You see, this makes me a key witness in this case, and I have my hands firmly around the neck of your client.
Oh, I
What?
see. He's just gonna say that he saw Ginny shoot the guy. Which is a wild claim. But okay.
Yeah, right.
I mean, how is he gonna pull that one out?
I
He's
don't
gonna
know.
be like, oh, it was her. It was her. She totally did it. I
Yeah.
was there. I was
And then the
shitting on
Skulkin
the
brothers will be like, nope, she fucking didn't.
Interesting.
Are you suggesting?
I saw it all. I saw the very moment that pickpocket girl pointed the gun at that poor defenseless pawnbroker and shot him.
You... what? Ow.
What? Order? Well, it would seem we are finally entering the last act of this theatrical trial.
Mr. Grade.
Shut up, ball guy. I saw that in chat before. Silence.
What's Small Guy saying? Gray is being attacked from both sides, huh?
No, not that
Is
one.
it- Oh. Ah, just making
Making fun
and
of
the ability
certain
to cross
people.
your eyes.
Certain
Like
people.
making fun of people that cannot cross their eyes.
Yeah.
Certain people who may, in fact, even be behind a VTuber right now. Well, a V.
Yes?
Behind. Well, you are the VTuber. Behind a.
It's me, Austin!
Between a.
It's me, Austin!
I
It was
It's
me,
me,
all
Austin!
along, Austin!
love that it's me, Austin. It's such a good moment. Even though it's Vince McMahon and he sucks. But, like, the energy behind "It's me, Austin" is unmatched. I trust you are fully aware of the implications here. If it is shown that your claim is false, I'll cut you. You have incriminated yourself as the killer.
Oh, I understand fully.
And I must ask you to give your formal testimony once more.
And also perjured. Yeah, in addition to the treason and murder, he also perjured, which is the worst crime.
The worst crime of all. Lying to me?
You lied to me?
Why would you lie to me?
To explain to the court precisely what you saw at the moment the defendant allegedly shot the victim.
Nothing would give me greater pleasure.
Inside. Which we can all do here. We can all cross our eyes here. Everyone here.
Yeah, everyone here can cross their eyes. Shut the fuck up.
You should rig one of your models to have a button
Just
where
do
you can
that.
push it and their eyes will cross, and then no one will know that you cannot cross your eyes. They'll be so fooled.
While these
It's
ruffians
genius
were
work.
jostling with the broker, I was still near the entrance to the shop. When the wind bank threw Nash over the counter, I felt a sharp pain in my arm. I pursued the man, but he shut himself inside the storeroom. I could see him through the peephole in the door, though. The accused, in a black coat, shot the man in the back as she was trying to flee to safety. I saw the blood splatter all over that wretched girl. Then she tossed the gun out of the peephole, so I picked it up and made my escape.
Why would you pick it up? What?
Good gracious. This is quite extraordinary testimony.
What would I do if you forced me to steal
You
Josh's
claim,
identity
sir.
right now? Well, I'd have no choice.
What's that? What? I actually didn't hear what you said. What have we for? Oh, I see. I see that I'm aware now. I've caught up.
I would have no choice. Well. Oh, fuck, hold on. And now I'm too
Block!
Alright.
You fool, Molo guy! You're not the only one here with channel points. I think Molo guy probably has more points than me, though, so I play a dangerous game.
He probably does.
Very dangerous game indeed.
And if you do
Well,
play
yeah,
this-
because
if
I
you do
don't
play
always
this
have
game,
the
you can
stream
burn-
running while I'm
I
on it.
could burn through all of you guys' channel points real quick.
Yeah.
You claim, sir, under oath, to have clearly seen the defendant pulling the trigger. Order!
664,000. I mean, I have infinite channel
164,000.
points. I don't think Josh does.
I do not. I do not get infinite channel points as far as I know. I have like 22,000. On the Twitch channel I watch the most, I'm at 220,000.
Christ.
Yeah, I don't. I
don't
believe
use
it
it.
or not, this is not the channel I watch the most because
Yeah,
I'm
I-
here. I'm live. I'm seeing it in person.
I'm in it. Don't
It's
eat
like how chefs never eat food, you know?
it. Yeah.
You know how chefs don't eat?
That's sad.
It wasn't my intention to
We're not
testify
waiting
in
on me.
this way.
Oh no, it's okay.
But neither is it my intention to be found guilty of a murder I didn't commit. So you see, my hand has been forced. I tell the truth now as an act of self-preservation.
Yeah, sure. The truth?
Until now, the prosecution was completely unaware of these details.
Yes, well, I'm sorry about that.
Having shot me in the arm, the pawnbroker was then shot in the back by the accused. And as I said, she was showered in his blood.
You say the blood was splattered over the accused's coat. Are you sure on that point? That's not
Oh,
possible
yes.
because he got shot in
Why,
the back,
sure.
right?
All over the black overcoat that
You wouldn't
pickpocket
most-
girl was wearing at the time.
Well, it wasn't her coat, and it was covered in Mason's blood. Remember? 'Cause
Oh,
of the spray? Yeah.
right. Yeah, because we did the we looked at it. I'd forgotten about our blood evidence, our blevidence, if you will.
Oh no, it's not tied to those buttons. There we go. Okay.
all over the black overcoat that pickpocket girl was wearing at the time.
Really? The coat could somehow be shown to harbor vestiges of blood. That would be conclusive evidence here.
Uh-oh. It does,
I can't
though.
believe I'm just forced. It does have a lot of blood on it. I can't believe I'm just forced to sit as Steven steals my identity because Molo Guy's wealthier
Hey,
than me.
I'm Josh.
Can
A yogurt bowl.
I hate this.
Yeah? Snakes don't have
Be funny
bones.
then, funny man.
Um,
Go ahead, give us a giggle. I ain't laughing.
Dr. 1934. The old-timey tar salesman.
Yeah, yeah.
I am not duct tape man. I think
Nice.
these are
I
all
think
of the
that's all
Josh
of
jokes. I think these are all of the Josh jokes I know. Oh, I hate Paul Rudd. That's
Josh
another
jokes.
one. Taxes. Thank you. That was
Josh. Josh jokes or jokes for short.
Stupid.
It's spelled like this.
Dumb. Stupid. Stupid and dumb.
Bazinga. Oh shit, it's me. Sorry, I was laughing at jokes again. Woo. All right. Such an investigation is entirely possible, my lord.
What?
Only very recently, a German scientist has developed a technique to identify human blood. But does he turn it different colors? I bet not. But his technique is dumb. So, here's to true science, and not amateurish detectives' dubious foray into the world of chemistry.
There's nothing dubious about Hurley's work. His ideas are all sound.
Ideas are no use to us here. In science, as in law, theories must be proven before they stand. Well, actually failed to be disproven, but sure. In Germany, the technique has already been employed in the courtroom as a basis of evidence. Scotland Yard has a small quantity of the chemical reagent used, with your lordship's permission.
Okay.
It didn't feel like a glass throwing moment, but sure.
Well,
Go
he wasn't
off,
gonna
King.
drink it.
We could. Oh, it's because he said shatter, so he needed the. I see.
He was being dramatic.
We could shatter. All the vestiges of doubt within minutes.
This doesn't look good, you know. Why not? Well, we know, don't we, that there's blood all over the front of Ginny's coat. If they test it
Sure.
with their chemicals... Oh, help! You're right! I was forgetting what happened yesterday.
Oh, help!
Don't move, Ginny. I'm going to shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely
But
splattered.
that's not Mr. Windibank's blood. That stain is from 2 months ago. That's Mr. Mason's blood from when he was stabbed by McGilded, who was wearing the coat at the time. My lord, the defense objects to the test proposed by the prosecution.
Overruled.
Damn it.
Lord Van Beek's make it so at once.
Damn, not even an explanation. Just
No.
with pleasure, my lord.
And while we wait the results, the defense may proceed with the cross-examination.
We're on the clock now. Once they find
Yeah, it's
that
gonna be
blood on
rough.
the overcoat. Maybe Carl Landsteiner. Gina will be...
Huh. Karl Landsteiner.
Counsel,
Yes, my lord?
Your cross-examination?
Of course, my lord. If this cross-examination doesn't go well, if I don't manage to uncover some decisive evidence or a really compelling clue now, I have a very bad feeling about the outcome of this trial. Like, we already know whose blood it is. Unfortunate.
Well, these ruffians were blah 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 blah, stealing the...
Hold it!
Blah, 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 blah.
Mr. Winterbank emerged from the storeroom, I believe.
Ringo and Nash were scouring the counter when he suddenly appeared and flew at them. He already had the revolver in his hand. Fortunately, I wasn't too close.
I've never been so scared in all my life.
We was just your regular mild-mannered burglars, that's all. We don't like violence.
Says the pair who carry a gun. What do you mean when you say you were near the entrance to the shop?
I was in the doorway, running my eyes over the shelves of forfeited items.
Looking for the music box, of course.
The broker went for Nash in the first place. Then Ringo joined in, making it 2 against 1, so I assumed they could handle the situation. But I was wrong.
Situation. Sounds like me when I've had too many spicy foods. I was trying to help you, little bruv, but the old here's chucked me over the pooping counter. So I just the thought of this little pug of a man getting tossed, getting yeeted by Winterbank, no less.
So I pulled my gun on the old fella, and that's who made him scarper.
There you sitting upon the poor defenseless palm logo together. Shame on you.
Sorry, Gov. Bang threw Nash over the counter. I felt a sharp pain. Hold it! You mean that's the moment you were shot?
Yes, though I didn't immediately realize what had happened, of course. Things crashed to the floor from the counter and the 3 men were brawling. It was at exactly that moment that it happened, so I didn't hear the gunshot.
And the bullet went on to strike the calendar in the wall behind you.
So it would appear. When I looked at my arm, I saw it was bleeding badly, so I wrapped my handkerchief around it. Seeing as I couldn't explain what had happened to a doctor, I had no choice but to wait for it to heal. I didn't imagine it would still be bleeding 2 days later.
Did Mr. Winterbank intend to shoot you, you think?
Well now, I don't imagine he even noticed I was there, to be honest. Perhaps the gun went off accidentally. Anyway, it didn't quite strike home.
When I pulled my gun on him, he tried to shove me out of the way.
And then he escaped through that door up back. At which point, what did you do?
I just noticed there's a fucking harmonica in this track.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I'm really bad at music.
Hold it. You mean you chased after him?
I don't recall the reason why, but I ran after him to the back of the shop.
And what about the peephole in the door you mentioned?
Well, I'm surprised that they just told so joke mess that would. But there's a smoke when anybody hit out, as you see what's in there from the outside.
Actually, I should know that, shouldn't I? I looked through it myself that night.
You did. Remember, we poked our head in and went, "Ah, Jenny!" And what about you burgling brothers? Did you see what went on through this peephole as well?
No likely, Gov.
They'd trade off to the red soap, Gov.
I doubt these 2 buffoons were even aware of the peephole's existence.
So the Skulkin brothers were there, but they didn't see the killing of Mr. Winterbank take place. Unfortunate. That would have really helped us.
That would have been really convenient. Because they're not good liars.
Yeah, I know.
Inside the storeroom, I could see the broker and that young girl standing there.
The defendant?
Yes, though neither of them noticed that I was looking. The girl raised a gun and pointed it straight at the man.
And then, what did you see next?
Hold it! Yes, when the crime was discovered, the defendant was found with a gun in her hand, but that was Mr. Windibank's gun from which only a single bullet had been fired. And as we've already established, Mr. Graydon, that bullet was fired at you.
Ah, but no, it wasn't the broker's gun that the pickpocket girl had when I saw her. Yes, the bullet from Windibank's gun grazed my arm, and yes, the Skulkin's gun grounded the detective. But this was another gun entirely, a third gun.
Yeah, we know that.
The broker's gun was not the murder weapon, so clearly there had to be a third firearm involved. In other words, the accused must have had her own gun with her at the time.
Objection! But no other gun was found at the scene.
Ha 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 ha! Calm yourself, counsel.
Sorry?
You must consider the events in order.
Eh?
At first I saw the broker and the girl glaring at each other, but then all of a sudden, the broker turned to run, and it was at that moment that the little gutter rat shot him in the back.
Ill advantage, I must say.
Saw the blood splatter all over that wretched girl.
Hold it. All over her?
Yes, through the peephole I saw it clearly. Of course, the stains are invisible now, what with the coat being such a dark color. But I assure you, that garment is
Should
sullied
have known
with the
that that
victim's
coat was
blood.
covered in blood, huh?
Yeah, he sure did. Well, it is sullied with blood, that's for sure. But it's not Mr. Windibank's blood, is it? No, that's right. It is Mr. Mason Milverton's blood from when McGilded stabbed him 2 months ago. It's so annoying. If they'd only accept Hurley's chemical analysis, we could prove that. But they won't, so unfortunately, we can't use it as evidence to support our case. Bother. Hold it!
It's you.
Thank you. Did I hear you correctly? She threw the gun out of the room?
That's right. After the broker fell to the floor, she started walking over.
Oh, exactly.
In the direction of the storeroom door, to where I was watching. Of course, I quickly retreated, and then the girl dropped the gun through the peephole onto the floor on my side of the door.
But why would she do such a thing?
I couldn't tell you. Perhaps she was hoping to distance herself from the murder weapon. Without thinking, I went and picked it up. I suppose I was worried about just leaving it there in case any more tragedies took place.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay, Jan. So it was you who, in fact, took the third gun from the scene of the crime.
Yes, it was yours truly. I left the clear-up to my lackeys and left.
Clear up? We made a bit of a mess around the counter, so me and Mr. Whistle and Flute here told us to tidy up.
He thinks he's a moving mum sometimes.
Well, I was paying you enough, by God.
Tell me, Mr. Graydon, when you left the pawnbrokery that night, was it by any chance with the second disc in your jacket pocket?
You're like a bull at a gate, aren't you?
What the?
Yeah, get his ass. Fuck him up.
Excuse me,
Excuse me, sir. What the fuck?
gentlemen?
Say something wrong, sunshine.
That should be my line. Do you realize you were just violently shaking Mr. Skulkin? Blimey, this D's a bit of an hooligan, ain't he? What was going on just now? You saw him, he grabbed me whistle. What a blazes, he said. Didn't you mention a third gun when we got you down the station?
And why didn't you?
'Cause we didn't know nothing about it, or that flaming peephole in the door.
Sorry about that. I give me proud to using my rag sometimes. No hurt, are you?
God blimey, see the way he's looking at me? I'm telling you, this DD gives me the willies.
That was strange. The inspector doesn't normally get quite as worked up as that. He wouldn't normally grab someone.
No, that wasn't like Gregsy at all. He's normally all sweetness and light, no matter what I say to him.
Yes, well, I think you might be a special case, Iris.
Well, anyway, that was definitely out of character.
What the fuck is going on with Gregson in this case?
Well, he's in on some high-level shit, for sure.
Yeah,
I just don't know exactly what.
My lord! Requesting your lordship's permission to interrupt the cross-examination.
Explain yourself, officer.
I have the results of the test that was ordered earlier, my lord.
Ah, the blood on the accused's overcoat. How it shimmers in the moonlight. Blam a vampire, blam.
Thank you, officer. Very well. The cross-examination is hereby temporarily suspended.
Oh, hold on.
I presume you have no objection, counsel?
No, my lord. No, hold up. I have to do this first.
You have to transform into a demon. Oh, so spooky.
And now I start doing the voice. No, I'm kidding.
Is that what Valentine sounds like?
Yeah, I
don't think I ever knew.
In my brain, he sounds like Meowth.
Ah, terrible.
I know, right?
Bad decision. Bad OC. Take him back.
Put him back. He needs to.
Hate that.
He needs to be in the.
He's
cooker
not
a
ready
little
yet.
longer.
He's. Yeah.
Let him simmer.
Anyways. Well, there you have it. No report, please, Inspector. Yes, sir. Traces of human blood were found on the overcoat of the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade. From the extent of the stains, it would appear that they were sort of splattering and following a gunshot wound.
What?
Well, they're not, so...
What?
Bad. End of report. Also, that much blood is, like, only gonna happen if you're point-blank shotgunning someone. I'm, like,
Right.
I'm pretty sure.
Right?
Like, it was so much blood. It was, like... Not an amount from a pistol wound.
No.
Goodness me!
Automa.
She? What did I tell you? Objection! No, the blood on that coat is not Mr. Windibank's.
What on earth makes you say that, counsel?
Things
Coat
that you
originally
don't
belonged to
believe
Magnus
me about.
McGilded. Just before his coat was deposited at Windibank's, McGilded had fatally stabbed Mr. Mason Milverton. So the blood on that overcoat is the blood of the brickmaker from the omnibus case.
Objection!
Prove it. Well, the dead cannot speak. Isn't that right, my Nipponese friend?
Give me 100 years.
Give me 100 years and a psychic. Yeah, I'll have you eating those words.
Sorry?
Two months ago in this very courtroom, did you not argue fervently for Mr. McGilded's innocence? Yeah, he lied to me. He said he didn't do it. I'm a defense attorney. What do you
I was
What do you
doing my
want me to
job.
do? Only defend people that are 100% innocent? That's not how it works.
That's not how
That's
any
not
of
how
this
any
goes.
system of just. That's not how any system of justice functions. And yet, now that the man is dead, you brand him as a murderer. Your conduct shatters. Any shred of respect you have earned yourself in this country.
But that was...
I'm going to belly discretion. Treachery is what it is.
Oh no, that's right.
Yeah.
Alright, damn. I'd forgotten I made bad choices with this one.
Yeah, the jurors haven't talked in a
To
minute.
decide whether the blood on the coat is 2 months old or not. Even a stereoscope couldn't help the answer to that problem,
No, I
Pop
suppose
out.
it couldn't.
It can't be done.
But we used Mr. Sholmes' specially formulated chemical. Mr. Sholmes is a detective, not a chemist. Would you put such faith in chemical formula devised by me, for example, when I'm a communications officer? Well, well, if it isn't the
Yeah,
consequences of our own actions.
I held that beautiful starving boy. He ran away crying. What? Okay.
Alright.
Sherlock Sholmes. Sorry, too many voices at one time. Boy, Sherlock Sholmes is barely more than a figment of the public's imagination. His name carries no weight in this courtroom. No weight at all.
How could you say that?
Victory is sweet indeed. This proves that my testimony is the whole truth from start to finish.
How do you arrive at such a conclusion, sir?
As the witness said, the accused's overcoat was splattered with the blood of the victim. The only way Mr. Graydon could have possibly known that fact is if he saw it happen. In other words, his testimony is solid, and the conclusion is singular. It was the accused who shot the victim in this case. That is the whole truth.
Yeah!
My lord!
Oh.
Been a long battle, but this old warhorse has something to say. Help me, please.
Uh-oh. This again.
Mr. Foreman. As a member of this squadron has reached its final decision. Ready, men? All for one now.
Guilty.
Sir,
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
I forget about his voice
Oh right,
every time.
guilty. he doesn't sound anything like his text box. It's crazy. You know how you can hear some text boxes?
Yeah.
I would appeal the ladies and gentlemen of the jury of this unanimous vote. Verdict.
Oh, he's actually drinking some.
Did he just drink? Oh my god. I don't think he's ever done that before. He normally just swirls it and throws it at things.
Yeah, I know.
The defense has consistently failed to unpick this witness's testimony. Here's to any attempt you make at unpicking the jurors' decisions being equally successful.
Ah! I don't believe it. After I've come so far, how is it all unraveling on me so fast? Can I get a hold it from Mr. Sholmes? Very distressing to be held in such low esteem, I assume.
Oh yeah, you know it's him. He's gonna show up and be like, You mother... Oh, it was him! He was the bailiff!
Wouldn't you
No
agree,
shit.
Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, that
That's
coked
really
up
good.
bastard stole a police officer. He killed a guard and took his uniform. No!
I hope they actually
Mr.
have like
Sholmes,
a coat ripping
no!
off thing. Nothing would make me happier.
I hope it doesn't just... I want him to do a little flourish.
Yeah.
And then do his dumb little thing where he, like, smiles at the camera and leans forward with his hands out.
Yeah.
Ah.
Officer, you delivered the report now. That will be all. Thank you.
It occurs to me with some regularity, Mr. Naruhodo, that scientific truths are determined not by science, but by none other than the human mind. I know that voice. Am I going mad? Ah!
Yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Mr. Sholmes?
Oh, blimey. What is the meaning of this?
Look at that pose. Dumb bastard. Ah, that was so good.
That's really
Fucking
good.
Agent 47'd his way into the courtroom, knocked a man out with a big fish and took his clothes.
Order.
Yeah.
I just get so sick of saying order so much.
I know, you say it so much. I almost want to have like a button I can press anytime there's an order line.
It's like between all the games, it's just so
Constant.
many times. What business do you have here, detective? Last I heard, you were recuperating in hospital.
As
In
well
the
I
hospital.
would be had I not been set upon an errand.
Are you going to 1 a.m.? I don't think so.
No.
I think we're trying to
We're
end
doing
early.
like 11:30. So just
What,
2 hours
yeah.
stream, we just started early. Holy, it's really you. You're awake at last. Yes, good day, Iris. I appear to be rather late to rise. My apologies. Now, my lord, if you will humor me.
In what manner, sir?
Do
I
you
have
proof
something
his
of
gun
great
works?
importance I wish to give to the young lawyer over here. I need no more than 5 minutes. Would you be so kind as to spare us the time?
What say you to this, Lord Van Zix?
No! This trial has taken many hours of the court's time, having spent so long already.
Exactly. Haven't spent so long already. What? We don't want to go waste any more precious time.
As I was saying, having spent so long already, it would seem churlish to deny the defense a mere 5 minutes. I knew he was gonna say. I knew he was gonna say that. He's like, we've already been here for hours. Who gives a shit?
Very well, then, counsel. You have 5 minutes.
I like when Van Zeeks is like knows that something's up, and he's just like, "We'll see
All right,
what
let's
plays
see,
out."
let's see how this goes. My dear fellow,
How did he change so fast?
My dear fellow, I apologize. That was the entire 5 minutes. I apologize.
He only has
for my
3
tardy
seconds to tell us.
Mr. Sholmes, are you all right now? All right, I'm all wrong. Sorry? I've only just managed to summon the strength to stand, man. I asked the judge for 5 minutes. But I fear even that may prove too much for me. Pray forgive me should I pass out. Let's make this discussion as short as possible.
He really did
Apparently,
just
this
wake
place is
up,
full of
take a
idiots.
rail of coke, and then he's just using that to power himself.
None of them can see how wonderful your chemical blood analysis is. Ah, well, that concoction of mine was really just a bit of sport to assist me in my investigations. I never took the trouble to refine it for appraisal by the scientific community. An oversight on my part. Right. Modesty? Surely not. But enough of that. I'm here to give you this, my dear fellow. What's that? A lavender furoshiki wrapping? A leaving present from Miss Susato. From Miss Susato?
Mrs. Sato.
If possible, matters were to be settled without me giving you this. Those were her instructions when she asked me to do her this favor. I I don't understand. Miss Usato foresaw today's events, I believe. She knew that the culprit would attempt to escape justice by means both devious and underhand. And that you, Mr. Naruto, fighting fairly as you are wont to do, would find yourself in considerable peril. At that very moment of crisis, you were to be given this small parcel. Those were the dear lady's instructions. A leaving present from Susato-san. Whatever could it be? Hole gun.
It's something with her dad?
It's the hole gun.
Oh, hole gun.
Hole gun. What is this?
Oh, it's the machine I
Hole
made.
gun.
Ah!
It makes hole.
It makes holes. Oh.
Who was voicing Wagahai?
I think you were just going like meow.
Meow.
Look, I use this. It's my latest invention.
What? What is that?
I call it the cat flapper mat. It can make a cat flap for a little furry friend like Waggy in seconds.
Meow.
What's Susie up to?
Miss Usato muttered the following words before she left. I'm a failure. I don't deserve to be a judicial assistant. What? Didn't she say something like that? Oh, she used it to get it to break into the thing, didn't she? You really are the best judicial assistant in the world.
Well, that's extremely flattering. But I'm sorry to say that I've been a complete failure.
Whatever did she mean by that, Mr. Sholmes?
She broke
That
in
night
some-
when you left
using
Windbanks
the
in pursuit of
flap
the thieves, Miss Susato made use of this contraption for a certain purpose. That is your answer, dear fellow. No, not at all cryptic, then. Susato-san used this cat flapper mat that night, but why? The cat flapper mat has been added to the court record.
That means someone could have gone inside the room that was locked from the outside.
Yeah,
If there was a hole in the door, right?
right.
Someone small, at least.
Yes.
Your 5 minutes is over.
We're out of time already. I'm grateful to you for affording us that brief recess, Mr. Reaper.
I need no thanks, detective. After all, the die is cast.
Is it really?
You know, I still don't know after all this time whether die is cast is meant to mean like I've thrown the dice and I just have to see where they fall, or I've already like cast the metal in this die and now I just have to see how it cools.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I'd never consider it not being a dice.
Yeah. Anyways, the I guess you don't really cast the die itself. That's probably the first one.
Yeah.
The jurors are unanimous in their leanings. No doubt my learned friend will consider a summation examination. But any attempt to alter the verdict now would just be utterly futile.
I wonder. Mr. Naruto.
Form the dice cast is from Latin
Yes.
Iacta illa est, a grammatically and thereby semantically incorrect translation of Suetonius 121 CE of the ancient Greek phrase of meander, which Caesar quoted in Greek, not Latin. The Greek rather as let the die be cast or let the game be ventured. What if you're casting a spell called die?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so that form's way older, so it's got to be the gaming die.
Yeah.
The rest is down to you, dear
From the
fellow.
game's a chance in which the
Jesus
outcome is
Christ.
determined by throwing the use of die or single die. Popularized by its use by Suetonius when Julius Caesar crossed the Rubicon to begin a civil war in the Roman Republic, indicating the commission of an irreversible act, whence also crossed the Rubicon. Cool.
Cool.
The rest is down to
Neat.
you, dear fellow. What is your plan?
The rest is down to me.
But it can kind of be used the other way, right?
I need to be careful here. If I make
Right?
a wrong move, the trial will end badly.
Because you can you can cast something inside of a die, like a tooling die, you know? It's like an unintentional double entendre.
So,
The Rubicon.
fuck.
I hear you looking up a guy. Well, we have to do the summation examination, right?
I
They
think-
just voted.
Yeah, I assume so. But the reason that it's like
Like,
it gives us an option, which is weird, right? That's the only
yeah, I
reason
guess you
I'm
can
considering.
confirm it just so you don't waste time. But
That's the only reason I'm considering.
There's nothing
like,
wrong with confirming
further- Yeah.
just in case, because I don't want to get like a game over screen and then we have to be like, oh
Yeah.
well, we tried. Because the only thing I'm thinking is technically they did interrupt the cross examination
Yeah. He
Right?
suspended it.
with that one guy. So like maybe there's some world in which the correct answer is to go back to that. But I feel like the answer is to just summation examination.
Further cross-examination is what it says. Yeah, that's why. Because like we have new evidence now to present.
Yeah, because we have new evidence.
Further cross-examination.
Objection!
The jurors have spoken. Protocol dictates that you may not cross-examine a new witness now. But what about the same witness that we got interrupted cross-examining?
Objection. The defense is not asking for the cross-examination of a new witness, rather to continue with one of an existing witness.
Ah, see, it was the thing
Yeah.
I said.
Yes, exactly.
Is the Rubicon a Rubik's Cube invention? Nah, the Rubicon is what turned all those guys into sand. That was Warhammer reference. Woo! Also, that was the rubric.
It would appear that a rather important detail has escaped your attention, Mr. Reaper.
Maybe. I can't remember. I don't know much about Warhammer.
My lord,
Requesting your lordship's permission to interrupt
Yeah,
the
see?
cross-examination.
I had a feeling that it was gonna be this one just because, like, it's like, oh, see, you, like, a loophole.
Yeah, exactly.
You never finished that cross-examination.
Temporarily suspended. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I was like, normally, yes, we would have to do the summation examination, but I was like, I bet they're gonna pull this shit.
Of course.
Thank you, officer. Very well. The cross examination is hereby temporarily suspended. I presume you have no objection, counsel.
No, my lord.
so nobody can say anything then. If Runo asks to resume his cross-examination of Mr. Graydon, the court is obliged to allow it.
This is absurd.
I would remind those present that this is my courtroom. I concur the defense is entitled to its right to request a continuation of the cross-examination. However, I will not permit an unremitting protraction of these proceedings. Therefore, I decide to afford the defense one final opportunity in concluding the cross-examination.
Eh?
Counsel, you must choose but one statement
Oh god.
from
Yeah.
the witness's testimony and but one piece of evidence to present in support of your argument against it.
A single chance to present evidence?
If following that the situation remains unchanged, I will move to adjudication. Is that clear, counsel? You will not press the witness any further.
My lord.
Yes, my lord.
A single statement and a single piece of evidence. Most generous. Well then, Mr. Nardo, it's high time I fell in a dead faint. I leave this in your capable hands. Thud.
Oh my god!
Mr.
Cartoonish.
Sholmes! They didn't give him a separate freak-out animation, so they just used the previous one.
Yeah,
It's really good. Woo!
I just like it when he's like, I just like it when characters like, and now I'm going to faint, and then they faint.
And then they fucking do it.
But I'm so insucculently, perhaps,
I don't know.
before the court in a state of such high fever. Either the man has extraordinary strength of mind, or is cracked up on the hooch, the cocaine, the snow.
I imagine he's feeling very little right now. The detective is sleeping soundly in one of the antechambers.
Strike a man when he's down, why don't you?
Well then, counsel, are you fully prepared?
As I'm going to be. Yes. One statement, one piece of evidence. I won't let Mr. Sholmes down, or Iris. Or Ginny, for that matter. And I won't waste this final chance that Susato-san has given me. This is going to decide the entire outcome of the trial.
Very well then, on the terms I've outlined, you may resume the cross-examination.
Cross-examination. The moment of the shooting again. 1. Oh, this is a new theme. 2. 3.
Well, hey, I thought we were
For
gonna
the
at least
people.
take a guess at it before you just used the guide.
I mean, it's the people.
Oh, okay.
It's
The
either of the statements mentioning the people is what it says, and I'm like, yeah. I already closed the
Yeah,
guide again. I just remembered that part of it while I was scrolling. Well, like, yeah, it was either of the statements mentioning
Did
the people.
she made the people?
She must have. I bet she used it to get it. That's how she. Because remember, she had read the, or at least she knew the title of the manuscript, despite the fact that it was locked in that room.
Because she wanted to read it.
She probably just used
Well,
it
it's not
right
the
in there.
people itself, though, right? Because was it big enough to reach through? I was wondering if it was the people, but I thought
It
this
might
made
be
a
big
bigger
enough to
door
reach
than
through.
that.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Objection.
Also, didn't the people have like a little handle on it and stuff?
Yes, for opening. This might do that. I
Yeah,
don't
so
know.
like
I'm not 100% sure
I
what
don't
this
know.
does.
I guess
on the
guess it's unclear. I thought it just like cut the hole and somehow hinged the top.
I don't know. Let's look at it. No, it looks like it installs something on the top of it.
Yeah, a hinge. So it
Yeah.
opens.
Yeah.
But I don't think it puts a handle on it.
Hmm.
Anyways,
What is that eccentric contraption, counsel?
It looks like
it looks
a frog.
like a frog. It
Oh,
does
it's my
look
cat
like a
flapper
frog.
mat, my lord. It makes a way for cats to get in and out of a room. It can cut through any door you can think of, and make a new little door in the middle of it.
That's right, my lord. It's a device for creating so-called cat flaps. Small doors for cats to come and go as they please without their owners having to open the main door. I'm sure we can all work that out for ourselves.
Ah,
But that cat lover's contrivance has no possible relevance to this case.
oh really?
Of course it doesn't. To start with, there was no cat flap in the pawnbroker's door.
Or was there?
Not being a keeper of cats myself, I better see what this has to do with the matter at hand.
Perhaps it would help if I described its function another way,
Keeper
then.
of cats.
This contraption is able to create
Makes a small.
a peephole in any door you
A
can
peephole.
imagine in practically no time at all.
I beg your pardon. A peephole, you say?
2 nights ago, we arrived at the scene only minutes after the murder of Mr. Windibank had taken place.
That's right. According to the paperwork at the yard, it was you, your Japanese assistant, and Sholmes.
Yes, the 3 of us were together, and it's recently come to my attention that my assistant made use of this device at the time.
Your assistant did what?
There was a peephole in the storeroom door, I can attest to that. because I looked through the peephole myself in order to see inside that locked storeroom.
This is ludicrous. What are you trying to say? Of course there was a peephole in the door. I said as much in my testimony. How else could I have witnessed the crime, for pity's sake?
Yes, how could you?
What?
I'm so going.
Oh, the hole didn't exist, so he couldn't have seen it. Is what we're getting at.
Right.
I see. Interesting.
Right, yes.
I don't know how to feel about
I
this.
think Susato had like followed Gina in there maybe, and then peeked at the manuscript through the peephole.
Cause I guess I was
Right?
just imagining, but I thought when we went to Windibanks the first time around, there still was a peephole in the door. But I guess I was just misremembering.
I don't remember. It's been so long.
Mm.
It's been at this point
Yeah, it's been a long
nearly
time.
year.
Oh, upsetting. But
Maybe
Yeah,
not
I
that
guess
long.
that
Maybe like
probably
6
just
months,
wasn't-
but yeah.
I guess I'm just misremembering. But
Yeah.
I thought I could have sworn
I mean, I guess it'll explain
it would have
to
been
us.
better if. I guess that's maybe why that curtain was covering the peephole in that one early photo that we had of the
Oh,
doorway.
right.
To show,
Right.
because otherwise it would have been obvious that it had been
That
created.
it wasn't there, yeah.
But
Do you have a picture of the Gina with the gun at Windibanks? I think we do.
no, there's a curtain in the way.
Yeah, there's a curtain in the way. Okay, no, hold on. Yeah,
Oh
there's...
well, no.
Yeah,
no,
there's, yes,
the
there
peephole's
definitely
way too
isn't
big.
one there.
Yeah. I thought there was a photo where the curtain had moved aside. Ah, okay, that makes way more sense then, I guess.
Yeah, there for sure isn't one there and then is one there.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
We're just stupid, I guess.
I guess. I don't
When
know. I'm
did she do
misremembering a lot of stuff. I guess.
Whatever.
That's the thing that doesn't make sense to me.
It would have
is,
had to
like,
been between 1 o'clock and 1:30. But when
Yeah,
what
it
time
would've
did
been,
we get
like-
there? Did it say just now?
And how did we not see her do that? And why did she do it? And how does this have to deal with her knowing the title of the book? Or does it have nothing to do with that?
I
She
mean,
just
again,
knew that
I-
for another reason.
I guess it's gonna explain it to us.
Why did she make a peephole in the door? Just to see what was inside, I guess?
I
I mean, not
guess.
clearly, but like, why?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll,
Because again,
hopefully it'll tell us.
Rianowski didn't know anything about it. And the timeline here is all wiggity whack.
Yeah.
Captain, calmly say what you mean.
All right, it's time. Time to strike the final blow. What I mean is this, my lord. My assistant made the peephole in the storeroom door, and until such a time as she did, the door had no hole in it to look through.
What? No!
And that photo is probably... We went outside for a second. Yes, that's right.
Ah.
We went outside after
'cause
Sholmes had been
Sholmes got
shot because
shot.
we were chasing down the...
The people, yeah.
Right, yeah, I forgot.
And that must have been. I got
Must
it.
have done it then.
This is a farce. Are you really suggesting that the peephole in the door was?
Yes, it was created only after the incident had taken place by my judicial assistant using this device.
Your assistant tampered with the crime scene, was fully aware of the gravity of her situation.
That's why she said she was a bad
Bad
assistant.
judicial assistant, yeah.
That is the most fierce, serious act of vandalism.
For which I humbly apologize, my lord. It was in a few minutes that I left the scene in order to pursue the Skulkin brothers and alert the police. Nevertheless, in the light of this new information, it becomes apparent that Mr. Graydon's testimony is riddled with holes. There!
Riddled with. Explain yourself, counsel.
He
The
couldn't have
majority
seen
of
this all
Mr.
go
Graydon's
down to the
testimony that
people.
appears to incriminate the defendant is based upon what he witnessed through the peephole in the storeroom door.
Yes, that filthy girl shooting the man in the back.
However, if at the time of the incident, that peephole did not yet exist in the door, there's no possible way that you could have seen what you claim to have seen.
Ugh.
In short, your entire testimony is a pack of lies.
Ugh.
Order, order, order.
Is there any credence in this revelation?
Objection!
Someone seems to think not.
I think the thing that sucks too is because I do the fucking mouthful of rocks voice for the
Yeah,
judges. Having to do that many R's, like the 2 R's of order, it just like destroys me over time.
Right?
I'm gonna sound like I smoked when I'm old. I'm gonna be like, well, you see, I used to do this voice acting for a wildly successful Twitch channel.
It's drifting towards Aurora. It really is.
Order.
Yeah, well, listen. Yeah,
It's fine.
it is. It's true. It's fine. None whatsoever, as my learned friend must surely realize.
Exactly. This is just some cheap trick designed to discredit me.
I'm afraid not, sir.
Of course it is.
We have
You
the
seriously
photo.
expect people to believe that plaything can cut us through a solid wooden door?
Oh yes, I designed it to be very powerful. It can cut through even the toughest of doors.
That's absurd. I don't believe it for a second.
Haha, I had a feeling you'd say that.
What?
Waggy, Cooey, time for dinner. When?
Cut a hole in the court door. Dude, is this? Apparently, this thing is completely silent. Meow.
Well,
Ah!
Young lady, this is the Old Bailey. One does not make cat flaps in the oak paneling at the Old Bailey.
I want you to know I did the little.
I'm not
hand
done
thing
yet,
that
don't
Boromir
worry.
does.
This doesn't mean that the people in the storeroom door at Winterbanks was made by your machine. And there's no way you can prove that it was.
no, but it's
Well, I
easy.
have the receipts, sweaty.
What?
The cat flaps my cat flapper
Doesn't leave any
grades are all of a
sawdust
fixed
either.
size. And the dimensions of the people at Winterbanks are the exact match.
Ah!
Hee hee, out Suki's
And
lost for words.
Doesn't leave
And
any
they're gonna be like,
sawdust
Well,
in it.
this doesn't prove that it was there at the time.
And then we'll be like,
Photograph. Excellent work, Iris. Thank
look
you.
at this photograph. And now it's my learned friend's turn to be lost for words, I feel.
Eh?
I believe your judicial assistant has already left the country for your Eastern Island home.
Well, yes, that's true.
I am scared of the silent, sawdustless cat flap installer.
Think of what it could do to a man.
I guess. I know, right?
A man such as this.
It's just like something about how like people just ninja the doors. I don't know. It throws me off.
It's really scary.
They're just like, oh yeah, I did that. Yeah. Then you may have some difficulty in establishing all of the facts. For the sake of argument, let's assume the people has the dimension that are a perfect fit for this contraption. Sorry, my stream froze.
Oh.
In that case, when was the people cut? The prosecution demands proof of your answer.
Ah,
Between 1 and 1:30.
between 1 and 1:30.
What is the purpose of your line of inquiry, Lord Francis?
We have the receipts. It's very simple, my lord. The defense argues that the people was created after the incident using this device. But now that the perpetrator has returned to her native land, she cannot testify to the fact. There is no proof.
Ah,
And as for being the defense, and as for as long as the defense remains unable to prove when the peephole was made, my learned friend's claims amount to nothing more than a baseless accusation.
what? What?
Indeed, that is so, Lord Francis. Well, counsel.
Don't give up now, Bruno. This is the time to create your own opening and force your way through.
I don't know if I can do this, but I do know one thing. Susato-san is the greatest judicial assistant in the world.
It's true.
True.
I agree.
Very well. Counsel of defense will present evidence to support the claim made. Prove that the peephole in the door at Winterbank storeroom was created after the event and not before.
Hey, look at this photograph.
This one? Yes.
I assume the first one, yeah, to show
Take
that
that!
it wasn't there. What are you? A print from the detective's infernal cameras again.
My judicial assistant, Miss Susato Mikotoba, is an extremely intelligent and capable woman, which is why I never had any cause
Bro.
to doubt that she would have considered this scenario and made sure I had the necessary proof.
And the necessary proof is this photographic print, Counsel.
Ugh. This print shows a scene in the shop moments after the defendant entered the premises.
Agreed.
Yes?
True. And it shows the accused mercilessly wielded a gun in the direction of the defenseless pawnbroker.
Putting a lot of adjectives in that sentence, but sure. But more to the point. It pictures the storeroom door in the background.
Let me see that print again. I don't believe it. It really is quite remarkable that all of this storeroom is completely devoid of a peephole of any description.
Ah! Mr. Graydon. Ah. You couldn't possibly have witnessed the crime as you claim to have done, because at the time it happened, there was no peephole in the door. Ugh. In other words, your testimony is a catalog of lies.
What is your testimony but a catalog of lies?
That's a good track. I'm just gonna skip past it. I'm not gonna get you to do it again.
Satisfied.
Skip past what?
The order.
Oh, the order. Ah, I see.
I am satisfied that the defense has substantiated its claim beyond all reasonable doubt. The witness's testimony is entirely fallacious.
Okay, yeah, no, we're not nearly done yet. I was just double checking that there's not like 10 minutes of game left before I like wrap up here.
Right. That's not the only thing we know now. We now know, beyond all reasonable doubt. My learned friend's assistant's guilt that a lot of possessives can be no longer denied. The woman tampered with a crime scene. Yeah, and she's in Japan.
She's also
Go
not
fucking
here.
Extra. go fucking bring her here, dude. Idiot. But more importantly.
Good Lord, there's more, Lord Fanseeks.
The defense may have established a reprehensible instance of perjury. But that is no proof that this man is the victim's killer.
Yes, that's right. What? I was there at the scene. It's true. And I was shot in the arm, it's true. But that's all. Yes, in fact, if you look at the circumstances, I am the victim here. Oh, please. No! Ow. I don't believe this. But they're right. As it stands now, I don't have any definitive proof that he is the culprit. Still, he can't worm his way out of it now. Iris? You know what they say? There's no point in locking the cat's door after the cat is bolted. Isn't that right, Bruno? As Hurley always says, one lie begets another. No, wait. That might have been a line I wrote for him in one of my stories. Well, no matter who said it first, you're right. Mr. Graydon, not only did you give false testimony to the court, but the lies you told make no sense.
Make no sense. What do you mean by such a remark?
What you said in your testimony reveals that you know something you shouldn't have known. In other words, there is a fundamental inconsistency in your statements.
What? Objection!
Yeah, he shouldn't have known there was blood on that coat then.
Yeah. This is provocative talk, counsel. Won't you enlighten the court? Explain this alleged inconsistency.
Iris was right. One lie begets another. The inconsistency is revealed by the lies in the witnesses' statements. They show that Mr. Graydon had knowledge of something he shouldn't have known anything about. Namely... I'm gonna go with this, but we're actually going to...
people.
Can I stop here? Yes. I can.
Dramatic.
Seems like a good point to
Drama.
stop. I mean, we're not gonna get a better one. It seems like it's mostly like steamroller through the rest of the game. Holy fuck, there's still so much left. Okay. I just scrolled down the page to see how much text there was, and it's quite a bit.
Jesus.
Alright, so probably
Alright.
maybe next stream will be the last one. I don't think
Maybe
there's
next
that
stream?
much left, but there's certainly more than like maybe the half hour I would be willing to do is left. So, regardless, have a good night, everybody. We'll catch you tomorrow for something.
Goodbye.
And have a good night.
I'll see you later.
Bye.
Arrivederci.